With all the aspects of how we actually hold our cybersecurity program in our business, we understand that everything that we put in here is based off of the risks that we face on a day-to-day basis. So the risk comes from being vulnerable and having a threat that's able to take advantage of that vulnerability. So we need to understand how to manage risk, how to make sure we identify the risk, and then how do we mitigate, how do we treat the risk going forward. And those things are very important when it comes to the data that we're keeping, the valuable assets, whether it be tangible or intangible, things that we can touch, things that we can't necessarily touch. And just to kind of go in on that a little bit, things that we can touch can be maybe like money, physical products, tools that we may need for our business, but the intangibles may be the reputation of the business. How does it look when we create an outage or we have a data leakage? Does it look good upon the company? And those are intangible things that you cannot actually physically touch, but they hurt the business just the same. So having a risk management scale is very important to have and to make sure that you manage that on a day-to-day basis. So I have 4 things listed here on how do we actually treat those risks once we figure out and identify what they are. So we can either avoid the risk, reduce the risk, transfer the risk, or accept it. Okay, so let's go with the obvious, and that's accepting risk. Sometimes, in some cases, we just can't do anything about it. We have to accept that risk. We have to just take on what is the actual end result of that vulnerability, that threat, and we just gonna have to basically eat it. Okay, and that can be an example of maybe an earthquake, a natural disaster such as a tornado, flooding. There's some things that is just out of our control to where we can't do anything about it. Now, we also have avoidance, where we can have risk avoidance, and that's where we're going to have to put things in place to where at all costs we avoid the risk that is present to us. So this could be putting in firewalls, this could be putting in IPSs, this could be putting in EDR systems, or we could put in policies in place to tell our users not to go to particular sites. We can put those things in place so we can avoid